everyone, and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's On The Social. This is the show where you crazy lot take control and send in questions for us to answer. Once again, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the man that once he uppercutted a horse and he invented the giraffe. It's Graham. How you doing, mate?
Oh, good, thanks, mate. I like that. I'm using that one.
You can have that one, mate. You can have that one. But how you been, mate? How you been while we build up the crowd, waiting for a few people to join us? How you been, mate? Had a good week? Beginning of the week?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Feeling a little bit this morning. Had 5-a-side last night, so a bit stiff this morning.
I need this tonight. I've had a bit of a shit day, so I need this tonight. Let's have a little bit of a laugh tonight. Let's get the people in the chat. Let's get your questions ready.
A bit jovial.
Yeah, let's have a little bit of a laugh tonight. Let's have a giggle. Let's have a giggle. Right, for anyone watching that's new, the way this show works is usually this is pre-recorded. We're going again live tonight because by popular demand, people are asking us to do it live. So we thought we'd do it again. We'll go live. We like interacting with a live crowd. So yeah, basically what we do, usually people send in questions and we pre-record it and we answer the questions. But when you do it live, you just put your questions in the chat. So we've got YouTube, we've got Periscope, we've got Facebook watching at the moment. So yeah, I think we'll start the opening question, Graham. And the opening question this week is, drum roll, Graham, please. Don't slap your tits. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. The question is qualifying for Europe our only hope of signing Lingard permanently? Graham, what do you think?
That's a good question. I thought it couldn't hurt. It won't do us any harm. But I think at the moment he's at a club where he knows he's loved and appreciated, and he's in some of the best form that he's been in for the last couple of years. And he's broken back into the England squad, which should be a big tick in the box for us.
Listen, at the moment, Jesse Lingard's playing with a smile on his face. He's a player that's got his confidence back. You just look at his stats: 9 games, 8 goals, 3 assists. As I said, playing with a smile on his face. I think qualifying for Europe is a massive. If we get into Europe, I think he's definitely going to sign. But if I was Jesse Lingard, I'd look at it as I've been at this club since January. He can see what we're trying to do here. If we just miss out on Europe, if we can afford him, if we meet Man United's price, for me, he looks happy in London. He looks settled. He's got good mates in the squad. I know he's been linked with some top teams, but I think that's the media and probably his agent just trying to chuck these names in the hat. I think at the moment, I think at Man United, there's so many big players at Man United, and he wasn't the standout man. Well, he's come to West Ham, and he is, no disrespect, he's a big fish in a small pond at West Ham. He's come from Man United. He's played at a top level all his career. He's played for England in World Cup semi-finals, scoring goals in World Cups. I think that he's come to West Ham, and he knows he's one of the main men, but he don't act like he's the main man. So I definitely think if we clinch European football, then definitely West Ham will sign him.
I mean, you can see like the joy that he's getting out of playing for it, but not only that, the squad are getting out of having him there as well. Because it's we could be saying to him like, if say for argument's sake we did just miss out, we say like you signed for us, you could be that player. Get a couple of other players in around you. You could be the main man to push us on.
Yeah, I agree,
and
I think
get us into Europe.
Yeah, I think other players that not at West Ham at the moment that we might be linked with will look at West Ham at the moment and see players like Jesse Lingard there and think, I want to come to West Ham and play with players like Lingard, Rice, Antonio, Bowen. There's ambitions at this football club, and we've been waiting a long time. And it might be a freak season, it might be a one-off. But listen, if it gets us into top 4 or even Europa, I'll take that all day long.
But the thing is, you say it might be a freak season, but unless we we back it up the following season and keep building on it, we'll never know.
Yeah,
You know,
let's go through some of the comments. I've seen one here. Michelle Crosdale, obviously a Man United fan. Manchester born and bred, sit down. Well, I am sitting down, and at the moment, Lingard is a Cockney boy. He's enjoying life, and Man United froze him out and didn't want him. So we'll move on from that. Gary saying, love the show, lads. Great work.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much, Gary. Katie's saying that she's hearing that Arsenal want him. Yeah, listen, Lingard's been linked with Arsenal. I think Tottenham are linked with him.
PSG, Real Madrid.
All names. The thing is, when a player's at the top of their game, which he is at the moment, and playing with a smile on his face, he's going to get linked with a lot of clubs. Glenn saying, great show, loving Lingard, reminds me of Devonshire gliding all over the pitch. I think I did see a question pop up here, Gray. Let me have a look. It's my old mate, Lee Bowring. Hi, Lee. You remember Lee, didn't you, Gray? You danced with him on the dance floor at my stag do.
I do. we cut that rug well and truly up.
Yeah, he said to me, you still owe him a score. But Graham, Lee's asking, would Lingard get in the 85-86 team?
I think he would, definitely, yes. Yes, definitely. Could you imagine him and Devonshire running at defences? Cool. Frightening.
Speaking of Devonshire, he turned 65 today. Don't look it.
No. He was. I say, Alan Devonshire was a fantastic winger. Fantastic. So you can imagine him and Lingard linking up. It'd be something else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen. I know obviously about the 85-86 team, and that they're a team full of legends and great players. And Lingard, would he fit into that team? Most probably, but would he be able to play on the pitches that them boys did back in the 80s? So
this is the thing. I mean, the pitch. I mean, when we were talking to Tony COYI, weren't we? You know, he said like the pitches they played on in the top flight. He said you wouldn't even train on there.
Nah.
And we still managed to play some silky football.
Russell White saying, guys, do you think he would be happy with Europa Leagues or only Champions League? No, I think he would be happy with Europa League. I think he played there with Man United and he won it with Man United under Mourinho. And he was an important part of that team that won that Europa League. And listen, there's no denying it. Europa League's still a massive cup competition to be involved in. Obviously, the Champions League is the pinnacle. It's where every player wants to play. But listen, Lingard might have seen enough that he knows that West Ham are onto something, you know. And as you said, Gray, hopefully he'll be able to help us reach that top four. But I think he would be happy with Europa League, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it only seems to be sort of clubs from the Premier League that don't take it seriously.
Yeah,
all the other teams, like, you know, you got Ajax in Milan, all that, when they're in there, they take it seriously. So it just seems to be Premier League clubs that don't take it.
Yeah, but listen, I know the question is about Lingard. Do we need European football? But there's a part of me that thinks even if we do miss out, I could still see us signing him because there's just he seems happy. You know, he seems happy to be playing football again. And look, he didn't play. I think he only had a couple of appearances for United this season in cup competitions. So it showed how well he's kept himself fit. And listen, he's only played 9 games for West Ham. But I see people on social media talking about that he could be up there in contention for Hammer of the Year. You know, and when you look at it, you think, yeah, you've got to put him in that mix. You know, it's crazy. I can't remember the last time a lone player made an impact at a club so much, especially for us. I mean, I really can't remember.
Yeah, I mean that you know, he made an immediate impact, didn't he? You know, his first game, we were thinking, you know, maybe get an hour out of him, maybe, and then the legs will go. And he was still bossing the game in the 90th, 88th minute, whatever, you know, when he went off.
Sam Zini saying, I think Graham needs to invent a Jesse Lingard chant.
I'll have to have a think about that one. have to have a think about it. I have to try and come up with one.
I think there's
We'll
a
have
lot
to
of
put our
people
heads
trying
together, right?
yeah. But listen, if you've got any questions, any West Ham related questions you want to ask me and Graham, we'll be here for the next half hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So get your questions in. We're trying to go through as many as we can, as many as your comments. This is your show, as much as it is ours. Get involved. And yeah, maybe what we should do, Gray, in a couple of weeks is maybe send a couple of the links out and maybe get a couple of the people on the show. That might be interesting.
Yes.
Could be a laugh.
Yes.
Might have to do that after 9 o'clock or something though, because you never know what happens.
After the watershed.
Yeah, let's go through. Let's see if we've got any questions. I mean, Ken Hammers is saying signing Lingard would be a massive statement of intent and would attract other players. And I totally agree. As I said a little while ago, there's probably players looking at the club now that have been linked with the club or want to leave their clubs in the summer, and they're probably saying to their agents, "Look, is there any chance of maybe getting a move to West Ham here?" Look, because despite what people think about the stadium, us as fans might not like the stadium, but players playing in front of 60,000 fans each week, every home game, especially on European nights. Imagine what them European nights would be like at that London stadium. Love it or hate it. The atmosphere would be, because wherever we think about it, as soon as we sit on our seats, we get behind that team and we sing and we get behind them boys for 90 minutes. So it'd be massive.
Yeah. Any others?
We've got one here. Luke Harris saying he's heard about Moyes wanting to sign Phil Jones. Surely we can be better than that. Yeah, Phil Jones splits opinions, doesn't he? He's one of them ones. I remember when he signed for Man United from Blackburn all them years ago, and Alex Ferguson said that he was going to be one of the best centre-backs to grace the Premier League. I don't think that's worked out, but look, when we signed Dawson, mate, no one gave him a chance, and look what happened. So, look, Phil Jones probably wouldn't be the worst signing, but
I mean, Moyes, the 2 spells he's been with us now, he's got a habit of taking players that, I mean, look what he did for Arnautovic. I know it was all soured at the end for Arnautovic, but when he came to us, Moyes sort of turned him into a striker, didn't
he? Yeah. Ollie's saying Harry Kane if we get Champions League. I don't think that'll ever happen, but could you imagine the Spurs fans' faces if West Ham somehow got Champions League football and prize Harry Kane away? It's never going to happen. We've got more chance of signing Kane from the WWE than Kane from Tottenham. But yeah, no, that would be so funny. Liam Mack saying, if we sign Lingard, would we sign more, or do you think the owners would say that's enough? We have to sign more, don't we, Gray?
Especially if we said this, was it on Friday Night Pint? If we get into Europe, we're going to have to sign at least 7 or 8 players.
Yeah, because you're looking at, there's probably going to be 4 or 5 leaving in the summer. So take away that, and what we need at least 6 or 7 new signings anyway. So it's going to be a mental. Yeah, it's going to be a mental summer, but Jesse Lingard has got to be higher priority at West Ham. It has to be. We have to get him signed on the dotted line, 4-year deal, whatever. Give Lingard what he wants. Get Declan Rice signed up on a long-term contract, and let's start building. David Moyes said at the beginning of the transfer window last season, or was it the summer, the beginning of the summer, he said that it might take him 4 transfer windows to get his squad that he wants. So he's definitely building.
Yeah, definitely.
George is saying, would you go back 3 with Soufal as right centre-back, Dawson centre-back, and Ogbonna left centre-back as Creswell is out? Yeah, massive blow for Creswell. Some people were saying that it's 3 weeks. I see today that someone said that it might only be the Newcastle game at the weekend. So let's hope, fingers crossed, because Creswell's been playing well of late. I'd probably, if Ogbonna's fit, it'll probably be Dawson, Ogbonna, and Diop. I think Soufal obviously plays that right wing back role well. He gets up and down the pitch, and he's not afraid to work back as well.
And have because who's the Newcastle. That's Sam Maximan.
Mm.
He's rapid, so whichever wing he's on, they're going to have to be on their game.
Yeah, listen, 100%, mate.
I think last time weren't they sort of targeting Creswell a little bit, weren't they? Oh no, Zabaleta as well, weren't they? Sort of trying to get him one-on-one with Sam Maximan because he's rapid. Not too many people going to catch him. That's just what we've got to be mindful of on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, the West Ham Matt is saying, do you reckon Ogbonna will be back for Newcastle? Well, I think he's been training all week. I think
Yeah.
a lot of the in-the-knows have said that he is back. So whether he's ready to go from the start, I don't know. But definitely, if he's listen, chuck him straight in. We need him. We need to stop conceding goals.
He might have an hour in it. Oh, mate, I don't know how many more weeks of that I can take. With going 3-0 up and then
it's yeah. Ken Hammers is saying, are all you lads renewing your season tickets? Reportedly, there's been a record number of renews for the amount of time they've been on sale. The feel-good feeling going around the club at the moment is good. Yeah, listen, with what's going on at West Ham at the moment, a lot of people are going to... I mean, do you know what? I see... I'm not going to name names, but I've seen a couple of people on Twitter say that if we get Champions League football, I'm going to renew my season ticket. Now, come on. Fucking hell. What more do you want? What more do you want? I mean, we've been through relegation battles. We've been scraping through. And you're saying that if we get Champions League football, you will renew your season ticket. So basically, if we don't get top 4, you're not coming over. Yeah, I'm going to be renewing my season ticket probably next week. So yeah, I think we're all definitely going to renew. Well, we've got to really because we do this channel and we got to be at the games really. So yeah, but no, as you said, there is a feel good factor around the club at the moment. Lewis is saying, do you think if we miss out on Europe, Rice leaves? So yeah, we've been talking about Jesse Lingard leaving. Will Declan Rice leave? Well, go on, Gray. I'll let you answer that, mate.
I mean, like you say, if we can get Lingard, it will show Rice that we're serious about sort of building something a little bit special. So even if we just miss out, we might say, look, missed out this year, but we're getting the signings together. We're going to push, hopefully we're going to be a regular fixture in if the Europa League, whatever, for a few years. That might. To be honest, Rice don't strike me as sort of want to leave. He won't want to leave.
Nah,
it's just whether other clubs come in and make an offer the board can't refuse.
My thoughts on that, I mean, unless we get something ridiculous come in and the club accept it, then Rice would probably think, well, the club don't want me, I'm going to leave. But I can't see Rice wanting to leave at the moment. He's got the world at his feet at West Ham. He's an England regular now. He's on the verge of doing something special at West Ham, something that's never been done before in the Premier League era, getting West Ham into top 4. I'm gutted that he's missing out in these next few games, but hopefully he'll be back with a few games left of the season. I think with Noble going, he's obviously destined to take over from his captain, take his captain's armband off of Noble after next season. And when you look at the images of Declan Rice in the stand against Leicester on Sunday, you're telling me that's someone that don't care about this football club, someone that don't love this football club. We give Declan Rice an opportunity. He was dumped by Chelsea as a youngster. A lot of people get dumped and they never make it in football. Declan Rice got his head down. He's worked hard. Slaven Bilic brought him into the first team, give him his chance. And ever since then, he's always been in and around the first team. And now he's one of the first names on the team sheet. And yeah, I can't see Declan Rice wanting to leave if we miss out on Europe.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was going to have any fingernails left on Sunday when that second goal went in.
It's JD. Who would you choose, honestly? Payet, when he joined, obviously in that bowling season, or Lingard?
Oh, do you know what? That's a tough one because
that is a tough one. There's no denying what Payet done at West Ham. He was he was world class. He was world class. What he done Well, listen, we sort of put Payet's name on the map, and he put our name on the map as well. That season was unreal, unbelievable. And if you had to now, I'd probably say Payet in his prime. Forget what happened. Just I'd have to go. I'd have to go more towards Payet a little bit. But I love Lingard. What Lingard's doing at West Ham.
Yeah, I'd say just edges it just for that bowling season. What he produced that season. But I say if we keep Lingard, I think he could be as big for us.
Yeah,
100%,
100%,
like over a full season, you know.
Yeah. Payet was a special player, but look, Lingard can just be a special for us.
I mean, you look at I think was it Bowen's goal against Wolves when Lingard he had 6 players around him. That's how worried they were about him.
Yeah, but that's not the first time. That's not the first time that happened. That's not the first time that happened. Steve saying, "Evening, lads. Ryan, mate, you should do a post-match pint in the tavern here in Stratford. Just an idea. I was straight in there yesterday at 12. Is that the
Stanford?
No, the route. Oh, yeah. No, do you know what? I just read that again. I read Stanford as Stratford. I thought he was talking about the railway tavern. Yeah, do you know what?
I ain't been down there for years.
Do you know what? If it's a decent pub, maybe it might be something that we could do the Friday night pint live in, because we're not all far from Stanford, and I know there's a lot of West Ham fans that live around that area. So yeah, maybe, definitely get in touch, Steve. Let's have a look at another. Let's get rid of this banner. It's doing my head in. We all know that. Let's get the on the social back up. Let's find some more questions here. Let's have a look. I've got a nice fan in the room that's just got blocked because he keeps repeating himself. You always get one, don't you? You always have to get one sad, pathetic little man who's now going to spend his next 5 minutes while his mum allows him to use her internet to go and make another fake account and probably join again. But yeah, do you know what? We don't give a shit, do we, Gray? All we do, we block the cock and move on. This is a good point. Aidan saying, do you think Lingard knows who Payet is?
I'm sure he does. He does. See it as Ken Hammers. See it as Payet run the show in the last game against Man U at Upton Park.
Ken Hammers is saying, this season's team versus the 99 team, who wins? Well, that's a difficult one because that was one of my favourite.
I would say this team, because I think even in 99, even though we finished 5th, we was on the wrong end of a couple of ironing that year. I think there was a couple of 5-0s in there, wasn't there?
Do you know what? That's a difficult one. That is a difficult one. I'd love to see that match up. I would love it. It would never happen, but you think about it, the players that we had in that 99 team, that would be a great match. That would be a good match.
Probably end up being about 4-4.
Yeah. No, that I'll probably have to go I'll probably have to go the 99 team.
I did win the Inter too, Bob.
Yeah. Matt's just saying, Ryan, you got another one, Edward Wise, mate. I know, mate. I've seen him. You know, you get when you do these sort of things, you know, people get obsessed with you. I think, you know, it's nice. It's nice that we have fans like this, and sometimes it gives them a little bit of comfort in their life, didn't it, Gray? These people that have to come on our chat and try to spoil it for everyone. But you know what? We don't care. We don't care. Look, more of them. This is why. Look, I love it. Keep them coming. Yes, go on, Gray. You got anything you want to ask, mate?
No, we're talking about the 99 team, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had we had. Oh, that'd be a tough one. You know, I would love to see that game. I've got to say. That'd be a good game. Bit end to end, I reckon.
Yeah, someone's saying, Callum saying, should we sign Grady back if West Brom go down? Yeah, it hasn't worked out for him, has it, at West Brom? It's been a difficult season for him. I know that obviously West Brom, they've had a couple of good results, but it does look like they're going to go down. Whether Grady would want to come back to West Ham, I don't know. Obviously, we let him go. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, would he want to come back here? He probably felt pretty unappreciated when we let him go. Especially he had a good pre-season as well.
Colin's saying, can either of you remember last time there was a set-piece goal? Good to know there's still an option. I'll tell you what, though, our stats this season I remember sitting there with Nicky, especially at the bowling, and thinking to myself, why don't we ever score from corners? Why don't we ever score from corners or anything like that? It's just fucking... But,
But we was always like that, though, even like years before. We never really used to score from corners. It was bloody... Used to concede plenty from corners.
Yeah, Philip saying, which player in your lifetime was you most disappointed in when we first initially signed them? I think in recent memory, probably Gökhan Tor. I remember when we signed him, I was a bit excited to sign him. I thought, do you know what? Billy's just worked with him before. This could be a great signing. And he was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. But there's been, especially in the Harry Redknapp years, there were so many players.
Yeah, because so probably the weirdest one would be Marco Boogers, because no one had ever heard of him. And then signed him. He played that one game against Man U, got sent off, and never saw him again.
Yeah, what a way to go out, though. Matt Powell saying, here's an interesting question. Would you rather have as owners for the next 10 years Golden Sullivan or Mike Ashley? I'd stick with Golden Sullivan over Mike Ashley all day long.
Yeah. The way he's sort of run Newcastle is bit of a shambles, really, isn't it? So we do moan about our owners, but yeah, he's not great. He's not great at all. I've got a couple of mates who are Newcastle fans, and I don't think anyone's got a good word to say about him.
Well, I don't think there's many West Ham fans that have got a good word to say about Golden Sullivan, so we know where they're coming from, and they know where we're coming from. Katie's asking, who's your favourite ever manager? For me, because I sort of touched on the 99 season, Harry Redknapp, for me, when he was in charge at West Ham, was some great years. And not only that, personally as well, the way he treated us at the training ground and, made us feel welcome every time we went down there. And I just enjoyed it under him. But, but Slaven Bilic as well. I loved Slaven's passion for West Ham in that last season at the Bowling. I'm gutted the way it ended for Slaven, really.
Yeah. Just I don't know. Just like he wasn't being backed, was he? You could see it coming. It was sad, especially the seasons he gave us before that. I just think, he just treated badly, wasn't he? Really, by some of the players as well. I'd say.
We've just got a super chat here from a J Lings fan. Whatever, I don't know what currency that is, but Lingard is United fan. He will come back or go to a bigger club than West Ham.
For the donation, very kind.
Yeah, thanks for the donation. Great, it's probably worth about 50 pence in whatever currency that is, mate. But so don't get too excited. You ain't going to retire yet, mate. But no, listen, all super chats are welcome, and I thank you so much. But whether he go to a bigger club than West Ham, that's up to Lingard at the end of the day. But whatever happens, I think that he will definitely be leaving United in the summer.
Yeah, especially some, But what was I going to say? The manager one. I'll say I'd two. I've got John Lyle and Billy Bonds.
Yeah, look, Matt's saying his South African currency
I
worth
thought.
about 50 pence. Well, Gray, you might be able to retire, mate, on that. Depends how well off you are now. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, some people. Phil saying John Lyle, Mark saying John Lyle, Daniel saying Harry as well. Probably same era as me watching West Ham. Phil saying Greenwood. Imagine being around in them days.
Yeah.
I'd love to have been around in the days of Greenwood and Lyle just to watch the style of football and the players that we had. I do get jealous of, the older generation that got to see the lights, because Bobby Moore would have been 80 yesterday, and people that got to see him play, mental.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I look. Obviously, I didn't get to see the teams playing 60s, but when I read about the teams from the 60s and that, how we didn't win more is a mystery, because we had a bloody good side in the 60s. But yeah, Lyle followed by Billy Bonds for me. So both just, classy gentlemen.
Voiced Mule Gaming. Why don't the press or pundits rate us? They always seem to slate us off. I think it's because we don't fit that top six agenda, do we? We're not, they don't like teams like West Ham. Even when Leicester won the Premier League the other year, they didn't really praise them until they actually won it. I remember them going into a game against Man City away, and they were saying, "Oh, this is the day where the wheels fall off for Leicester," and Leicester ended up winning. Now they beat them 3-2 or something like that. And
4-2, I think that one was.
Yeah, they just don't like giving teams like West Ham praise, but sometimes it's good not to be mentioned by the press or the pundits, because we go about our business quiet, and then one day they will start talking about us and giving us the praise we deserve.
Yeah, look, the less attention they pay us, I think the better. We can just go about, slip under the radar, go about our business quietly. And but like you say, it's we're not considered one of the sort of elite big six, are we? So it's Leicester won it. The Premier League, if we'd have got in, because we were sniffing around Champions League that season as well. So if they'd have had us and Leicester in there, that they wouldn't have been best pleased, like the Premier League, because it wouldn't. It's their product, isn't it?
Great. Do you want to read that question out, mate? My screen's gone a bit funny. Mark, I nearly got it. I love that one.
I like that.
Terry said, "Do you think we need to get a new keeper in? Although Fabs is still doing a great job for us." Yeah, do you know what? I think that we definitely need to sign. No disrespect to Darren Randolph, but I think we need a goalkeeper now that can come in and challenge Fabianski for that number one spot, because Fabianski's getting on a bit now. And don't get me wrong, Fabianski's doing a great job for us. I think the last 2 seasons has been some of his best form in his career. But yeah, I think we definitely need a young but we've got Trott. Trott's an up and coming young goalkeeper. So whether he get a chance to take over from Randolph on the bench and challenge Fabianski, I don't know. But who was the boy we was linked with the other day? The West Brom goalkeeper, Sam Johnston, is it? I see we've been linked with him. Decent goalkeeper. I know, obviously, when teams are getting relegated or having a bad season, the keeper comes under scrutiny, doesn't he? Because they feel that he's letting the team down a bit. But nice. It'd be a good choice. And then, do you know what? I said that there's a few people now coming up saying about Sam Johnson. So
yeah, see, I like Pope as well at Burnley, but he's not going to want to. He's number one, but he's not going to want to come and fight it out.
And the thing is, with when you look at England goalkeepers, you look at a lot of money. So do we really need to be spending 25, 30 plus on a goalkeeper when really we need strikers, we need midfielders?
We need a young keeper who's up and coming and who's prepared to maybe battle for a season. Be understudy for a little while, learn,
Yeah, well, we've got another 10 minutes, so we'll take a few more questions. Chris is saying, do you think they keep Felipe Anderson if we get into the Champions League as a rotation player? I suppose you could say Champions League / Europa League there. It's a difficult one with Felipe Anderson because he's a frustrating player, and it probably goes back to that question that I was asked earlier: is there a player that's really frustrated you when you signed them? He would be up there because even I thought going out to Porto would do him well, but he ain't really playing out there, and he's not getting into the team out there. So I don't think David motivates him, and I think that they are looking to probably get him out the door. But as a squad player, I'd probably give Anderson one more season.
Mm. Yeah, the thing is, he just seems to, I don't know, seems to have a bit of a poor attitude.
Hmm.
You know, because when he did the same in Italy, he had a bit of a poor attitude. He just sort of turned up now and again, and
Yeah, when
put in
we paid a lot of money for Felipe Anderson. You know, he was our record signing at one point. It's a lot of money. He's lacking confidence, and obviously the fans were getting on his back, and rightly so, because he was disappointing, especially some games last season when fans were there. And there's a few people saying there about he's too lazy, and I agree. It's just like he can't adapt to English football, and that's why he looked so good for Lazio in Italy, because the game's a bit slower in Italy than it is in the Premier League.
Yeah. Wait, mate, let me turn my light on.
Go on, mate. But then, look, Zamzini's saying here he thinks Anderson playing with the likes of Lingard, Benrahma, Fornals and Bowen, he'd link up well. So maybe giving him that chance in pre-season to play along, especially if we do sign Lingard, to play with these sort of players, it might improve him, because as you see when Payet come to West Ham, people improved. So someone like Jesse Lingard coming into West Ham might up these players' game a bit.
Yeah, I think the thing is, the ability's there. I think he's just got to up his work rate, and do what's asked of him. You know, sometimes you've got to do the horrible stuff, haven't you? You've got to do the dog work.
Yeah, so sometimes players ain't built to do that, are they? Even though we expect them to, it's not their game, and that's why you put players like Declan Rice in your team, Soufal, Fornals, that doesn't get a lot of credit by some of our fans, but he does work hard for Fornals.
I mean, he had a little bit of a shake start. He was adapting to a new league and that, but he's been brilliant.
This is the thing. Hammers Mikey saying he's not even worth 5 million now, Anderson. That's what I'm saying. If you're not going to get a lot of money for him, you might as well just keep him as a squad player, because he might improve. You never know.
Yeah. So Moyes has sort of got a good track record of sort of upping players' sort of work rates and attitude, hasn't he?
No, definitely, yeah, and Moisey might bring him back in the summer and have a word with him, and you never know. Craig Reeves is saying, who has been the better player for us this season, Fornals or Bowen? Go on, Gray. Who would you go for, mate?
I said Bowen. I'd say Fornals, because Bowen went off the boil for a little while, didn't he? I mean, he last 3 or 4 games he's picked it up again, but Fornals has been pretty consistent all season, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. I think Fornals, when he's played, he never really lets you down. As I said, he doesn't get the headlines. He doesn't always get the credit, but he does work hard. He does a lot of running. Sometimes he does running for 2-3 men. Bowen's been unbelievable the last 3 games, though. And as I said on post-match pint, that this time last year, Antonio went on a little goal-scoring run. And it might be Bowen's time, because he's got 3 in his last 3 now. He looks like he's playing with a smile on his face. With Antonio being injured, he might be the man to fire us into Europe.
Yeah. I'd say just because he had that little spell in the middle of the season, didn't he, where it weren't quite going for him. But so Fornals has been all season, he's been consistently good. So Fornals for me. Yeah, but that's taking nothing away from Bowen. That's taking nothing at all away from Bowen.
Ken Hammers is saying 4-0 consistently for unsung workhorse. I think there's a few people in there, a couple of people going for Bowen as well. It's just nice that we've got two players like that in that we can compare. There's been, over the last few seasons, we've been looking at our squad and thinking, where's the players that are going to give us the work rate? And we've just been speaking about two players there that on their day, they give us the work rate. Letitia B saying, do you think Lanzini will improve? I hope so. I really do. I think he could be one that leaves in the summer, though, without a doubt. It's a shame because I've always liked Lanzini, but ever since he got that injury, he's never been the same sort of player. Yeah. He's given us a couple of good memories, though. Obviously, Tottenham this season scoring the equaliser, he'll be forever. They'll be showing that goal forever at West Ham. What a moment that was, but people going for 4-0s. Jake Moore's saying, who gets dropped, Diop or Dawson once Oggy is back? I think if you play two at the back, then it'll probably be Diop, if I'm honest. Dawson and Ogbono were playing quite well together, but there's no reason why, if we do go three at the back, that them three can't play together. So...
Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, they'll have good cover down the sides. Tufau and Masuak, they can get up and down all day.
Yeah. Sam Zini saying, who do you reckon will be top goal scorer? I've got Lingard, Souček, Bowen, Antonio, all on about 7 to 9. And just to think that Lingard's only played 9 games as well when he's up there. But I think Lingard's probably got about another 5-6 goals left in him this season. So I don't think Antonio's going to be playing much more football this season. Souček, he hasn't scored for a little while, Souček, so he's due a goal. And he got a goal last season up at St. James's Park. So fingers crossed he can do the same again on Saturday. Yeah,
I'd say Lingard's going to end up top scorer.
Katie saying, great chat tonight. Thanks, lads. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us and sending your questions. Yes. And that goes for everyone in the chat tonight, even the obsessed ones. That's for you. We'll do a couple more questions before we leave. How long are we going on for now? 45 minutes. Some people will say too long, Graham, but you can't please everyone. All right, let's get a couple more questions. Ben saying, brilliant, lads. Eli is saying, would you take Champions League right now and losing all our group games? Yeah, I probably would because of the experience, because not many teams can say, especially in the Premier League, because it's usually the same lot that get in there. So not many teams can say that they've played Champions League football. And listen, it'd be disappointing to go into Europe and get embarrassed. But I would definitely take Champions League and just to lose all group games next season. It sounds horrible, weird to say that, but it's you got to get.
I mean, could you imagine if we had if we did get in and you had someone like Juventus or Inter Milan or something? I know we played Juventus in a friendly, but like in a competitive game.
Yeah, do you know what? It makes the hair stand on the back of my neck when I think of. Imagine West Ham in a big, massive Champions League European home game, 60,000 fans there, that Champions League music playing, and we're playing one of the big boys like the Barcelonas, the Madrids, the PSGs, Juventus. That'd be massive. I'm talking about it now. It's giving me goosebumps because, and we are on the verge of doing that. It's in our hands. We're in the top 4 now. 7 games to go. If we win all them games, we're Champions League. But there is a way that we might finish 4th and still not might make Champions League, which is obviously if Liverpool or Chelsea don't make the top 4 and they win the Champions League, and if Arsenal win the Europa League. But that's why we've got to finish. We've got to go for 3rd, and we've got a chance to go 3rd on Saturday. So,
for everyone out there, we're not saying we're definitely going to get top 4.
No,
we're just enjoying it. We're just enjoying it before everyone starts paying us.
That's all right. I don't care. Let us listen. These rival fans come and spend the last 2 or 3 seasons as a West Ham fan, and believe me, you'd be buzzing if you was in this position. Alan Phillips is saying, "You boys not been to the barbers yet?" No, I'm going to
We
leave
were
mine.
talking about that off camera, funnily enough,
Yeah,
weren't we?
I'm going to leave mine for a couple more days. The Barbers is probably mental at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's go for the last couple of questions. We spoke about this on Friday Night Pint. Moyes should win Best Manager of the Year, Manager of the Season. Chris is saying, I totally agree. I think if West Ham get top four, he has to get it. I think I actually see Jason Cundy saying that on TalkSport the other night. Look, if Guardiola wins all 4 trophies, you can't argue with that. But if Moyes wins, if Moyes gets us in the Champions League, he has to get Manager of the Season. Taking a team that will favour for relegation his first full season into the Champions League, it's a no-brainer for me. And I'm not just saying that as a West Ham fan. I'll be saying that if that was Steve Bruce. If Steve Bruce done that for Newcastle, I'll be saying the same thing. If Sean Dyche done that for Burnley, I'll be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look. Let's get one more question. Daniel Brown saying, "Cheers, lads, great show. Thank you so much."
Our pleasure.
Yeah, it's always our pleasure. We love doing this. Let's have a look. Right, Jamie Betts is saying, "How much do you think the transfer budget would have to increase a lot more if we do get Champions League?" Yeah, I think what Champions League generates is a lot of money as well. So it probably add at least another 40, 50 million on top of what we've got. Let's hope that we have got some to spend. But I wish that we was investing what we give Pellegrini, them few seasons ago. Yeah, because we might even need more than that, Gray, because if we're talking about, playing in Europa League or Champions League next season, or even next season going for this again and trying to push, you're talking a lot of money. There's a lot of players that got to leave the squad, and we need to bring a hell of a lot in, and we've got to bring in quality. We can't just do what we've done last time and bring in squad players.
Scattergun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just bring in squad players just to have names on the squad list.
Scott's mate, Nordvite.
Yeah.
No, but it's going to have to be more selective. Like I say before, I think it was just right. We're in Europe. We need a bigger squad. And they just bought whoever was available. I think.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little more measured and a little bit more. Well, a lot more thought has got to go into it.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100% agree. And there's one more question I just see out, and this will be the last question of the night. If I can get it, there you go. Chris is saying, can you see us now challenging consistently for Champions League, or is this a one-off? This is the danger, isn't it? This is the danger that in the summer we don't invest properly, we don't bring in the right players, and next season we're back to where we're used to being, really, down the bottom half and looking over our shoulders. When at the moment, looking over our shoulders, we're so high up, we're getting vertigo. It's because we're not used to it, are we? People, rival fans will probably sit there and watch this and think, "Oh, look at them! Look, getting overexcited. They'll probably blow it or bottle it, But when you realise what we've been through the last few seasons, take away your hate for West Ham. If it was your football club going through what we've been through and where we are now, everyone should have the right to, be buzzing."
Yeah, I'm just hoping we do. Right, whatever happens this season, it's been fantastic. Whether we finish 7th or we finish 4th, from where we come from last season. But I just hope we don't do the thing that we always do with West Ham, is we have one good season, they don't back it up the following year, and then we end up having another 4 or 5 seasons in the doldrums or battling relegation, or it's always happened. I mean, even in I say going back to '86, the following season I finished about 13th, 14th.
Yeah,
because there was an investment in the squad the following year, and we were hit by more injuries than we had the year before. So,
yeah, well, you look at it. The season after we left the Boleyn was the perfect season to build on what we had. We had Dimitri Payet, one of the best players in Europe at the time, just moving into a big stadium, Europa League football, and it all went tits up. And we took 20 steps backwards. But I've got a comment here. Happy Hammer 82. Ryan, I've had it all day from the supposedly top 6 teams saying we won't make it. It just makes me laugh because it's pure jealousy. Come on, you irons. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. K95, Man United fan. United fans hope you make it, and that's nice. It'll be it's good when you get other fans come on here and actually want West Ham to do well. We had a few Man United fans in here earlier that were being a bit naughty, but no, it's always respect at the end of the day. Listen, it don't matter what football club you support. It's we've all got our loyalties to our football club. We can't help where we're born and who we support. It's bled into you. It's your life. It's your passion.
Well, the thing is as well. I mean, the older Man U fans, like among their fan base, well, remember, like the 80s and that, they had the won FA Cup and that, but they weren't where they wanted to be, challenging for the league every year.
No, well, they certainly made up that in the 90s and the early 2000s.
So I think the older Man United fans will maybe appreciate a little bit where we're coming from.
Matt saying, great show tonight, Ryan Graham. I love these live chats. Thank you so much, Matt. Honestly, mate, it's you in the live chat that make this show because you keep the questions coming in. So yeah, Graham, I think we'll leave it there, mate. We've gone on long enough.
Yes.
Once again, thank you so much for joining me, mate.
Always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone in the live chat for getting involved tonight, sending in your questions. As always, if you can, it'd be nice if you can give the video a thumbs up if you're watching it. It helps us out somehow. I don't know what it does, but people say it does. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you never miss one of our videos. We've got more regular content coming out now. We've got loads of things lined up. We're going to be carrying on all through the summer. We've got loads of things planned with the England games, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Graham, as always, mate, I always let you have the last word. Have you got in any words of wisdom for our viewers?
If people are heading down the pubs and whatnot, just be careful, look after each other, be nice to each other.
Yeah. And another bit of advice, if you do go out to the pub and you're there before your mates and there's only a couple of you, get the round in first so you miss the big one. I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us tonight. One thing left to say, Gray.
Come on, you irons.